And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, an action-packed video for you today. As you can read there in the title, Dave King has opened up on a potential Ibrox return to become the chairman once again. So we'll discuss what he said with regards to that potential move. And of course, I'll give you my match reaction from the game yesterday, as for some reason I couldn't do a match reaction following it. So just briefly, I'll just touch upon the match quickly. But back to winning ways. That's the most important thing, first and foremost. Of course, there was a lot of talk prior to the game that this was already a must-win match, and I couldn't agree more. We couldn't fall further behind the leading pack at this moment in time. Celtic looking really, really good. There's no question about it. Looking really, really good in a great form. I hate to admit that about our biggest rivals, and actually our other rivals, Aberdeen, are also looking very, very good as well. So, yeah, they've had a perfect start, and it was up to us to respond in the right way after that disastrous defeat against Celtic. And Dundee United is always a tough place to go. Any away game, really, in the SPFL can pose its problems. And again, going into this match, we had some new players potentially take to the field, and in typical Rangers fashion, Bajrami didn't start. However, Tom Lawrence has come under a lot of stick recently. I thought he finished to open the scoring very, very well, and it was a very, very well taken goal. And to be fair, I thought Tom Lawrence played a pretty decent game. Could have had 2 or 3 goals within that match, to be quite frank. But as always with Rangers, that first 30 minutes, that first half an hour, I thought we blew Dundee United away. And Dundee United's expected goals at half-time told the story. 0. We were completely dominant. But having said that, it's the same thing that we always have to say, is that whilst we are in those dominant things, having 1 goal to show for it can pose us problems. And you've seen that in the second half. I thought we were very, very poor in the second half and didn't test Dundee United as far as enough. And yeah, ultimately, when you've got a 1-goal lead, one chance for them can change the whole direction of the game and change where the points are going to be heading. But thankfully, we've seen it out and managed to get the 3 points, which was the most important thing from the match, in my personal opinion. We also got to see Egerman, again, I don't know how to pronounce his name properly, Egerman come on, and he looked very, very good. I think Philippe Clement said after the game that Rangers had to buy him this year. Yes, he may be a little bit raw right now, but they had to buy him because he felt in a year's time Rangers wouldn't be able to afford him. So I do like signings like that, and again, I think those signings will come to fruition. But he looks very, very good in terms of his ball control and his overall style of play. And as time goes on, as the season goes on, we could see a very, very good player and a good bit of business done by Rangers. Another mention to Yefty. I think he's been another really good transfer coup for us this summer. Again, just along that left-hand side, really showing his quality in the first few games on the Scottish Premiership season. And again, another player that we signed for under £1 million, I think £500,000. And again, could be a player that could prove to be a very, very good signing for us. Barron was my personal man of the match. I think he's been a very good signing as well. So some of the signings that we've made is showing good so far. But as stated, we are together. 3 points was the main thing that we needed from this game. And despite a poor second half, I would say, domination in the first half an hour, we need more goals to show for it. But look, I would take 38 games winning 1-0 as long as we win the match, and that's what we kind of needed to do. But there's positives, of course, there to take away from it, and yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy. Now, moving on to the second part of the video, which of course is our main headline, and that is with regards to Dave King. Yes, Dave King has broken his silence with regards to potential Rangers return. Look, 2 days ago, it was confirmed after we kind of gave you early before Rangers announced it. Basically, John Bennett stepped down as chairman of the football club, and it was due to health reasons. Apparently, I've seen something on sort of social media, and I wasn't quite sure to bring it to the forefront until Rangers were ready to confirm it. But I did see some stuff, and that's why I kind of said I've seen some stuff with regards to health issues, as the Athletics' initial report was just that he was stepping down. But Rangers, of course, confirmed that it was due to health issues. So from me, and I suppose from everyone at RFC News, to John Bennett, I wish him a full recovery going forward. Now, moving on to the replacing the chairman. Everybody, of course, talks about Dave King. Dave King probably had a more successful time as a chairman. It felt like we were going in the right way and we were singing off the same hymn sheet as a football club. And of course, he has been, he's a shareholder still at the football club, and he has stated that he will return to Rangers as chairman. Yes, Dave King has opened the door for a sensational Ibrox homecoming and vowed to rebuild Rangers on and off the park within 2 years if he returns as chairman. Rangers have started the process of appointing permanent successor to John Bennett after he stepped down from his position. Currently, former director John Gilligan has been named as chairman on an interim basis, but is the man who guided Rangers for 5 seasons post-regime change in 2015, who could now return to Ibrox to steer the club through the latest period of uncertainty in both sporting and business sense. King, of course, was replaced by Douglas Park in March 2020 and has laid out his vision for Rangers should the board ask him to make an emotional return to Glasgow to oversee the club, but also in the market for a new chief executive officer. He said it recently in an interview, "I think I might be the best person to do it for the 2 years. I don't want to do it for 4 or 5 years, but I know the club well enough and I do think it's a 2-year job. I wouldn't be looking to invest more money in the club. I don't think that is the way forward for the club. I think, and I can't talk for the other guys, there's investor fatigue within the existing board members, so I think the way forward is in fact for us to attract additional investment. There is some interest in the club at the moment, but I think we've got to get away from the model where we just rely on supporters writing out checks. There is no money out there. There is money out there, but that money isn't going to come from Rangers. We need to go and find investors and bring them into the club, and I think that's what we plan for the next 2 years. I'd be willing to do it, yes, I would. I understand what's involved. I'll come in to stabilise it, get the right people in place, get the club working properly, and at least give it direction, give it plan. But a part of that will be for me to find a new investor who will come in and make a significant investment into the club." King does remain the largest shareholder in RIFC PLC with a 14% stake at Ibrox. He was a vocal critic of Park during his tenure as chairman, but offered public and private backing to Bennett, who was promoted to the head of the boardroom last year before he made the difficult decision to step down away from personal reasons. Yes, Dave King's come out and spoke with regards to the situation. Do I think he's the best man for the job? Well, he has done it before. He's proved that he's done it before, and he speaks a lot of sense. And that's what I think is quite important about Dave King, is he speaks a lot of sense. And that's what it does need. 2-year job sounds quite good as a supporting base. But we do need it, a brush from top to bottom. As I said, he has done it before. Can he do it again? And if we can find those investors, we urgently do need investors. And not as much investment as we did back in the day, because we are competing in European football every single season. But certainly we do need a direction to be steered in, and I would welcome that sort of change. But Rangers fans, what do you make of the result yesterday against Dundee United, and what do you make of the the potential return of Dave King? As stated, let me know down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.